This morning, everything seems a little quieter around camp. Where is everybody? Well, it turns out that having a big male lion only 20 meters from your tent doesn't help you to sleep better, and some of us found ourselves feeling a little groggy.
It's a big animal. That is proper.
So let's recap yesterday evening's lion encounter because we weren't very good at capturing it in the drama of the moment. But essentially, we've got a whole bunch of lion tracks coming up the road over here. They stop over here, they turn up, and at this point the lion comes onto this ridge, and there's our rooftop tent right over there. So we were a bit higher up off the ground than everyone else. We were the first to spot it, and we kind of looked out our other window, saw everyone just chilling around the fire stall, and we were trying to hint to them, guys, it's not far away, it's actually in our camp, it's right here. And eventually everyone started moving towards their tents and their cars and stuff, and the lion came back, turned around, and then started walking back down this road. You can see its tracks start going this way, and then it turned up that road and headed towards camp number 1. So yeah, pretty cool experience. We definitely lion noobs, like looking back at last night and the chaos of the moment. We're all like, okay guys, if we see the lion, we're going to just stay calm and just sit still, and it'll probably just walk past us. And then, oh my word guys, it's a lion, get in your car, send the Jimny, go look for it with a Jimny, make sure it's out. It was just chaos. So we'll learn from this. The guys in the camp down the road here were sitting there probably laughing at us because they said they've had a lot of lion experiences here. But yeah, it's a good feeling to have seen something like that up close, and next time we come here we'll probably be a little bit calmer.
Poor Hannah was lying alone in her tent.
Shame.
She was like, look, are you guys there?
Shame.
One of the best things about waking up with no agenda is that you can take everything really slow. And for once, we're making ourselves a proper breakfast this morning.
We've got some lovely eggs sponsored by the Kibbles and Avo, which we're going to have on some crackers because it's second last day of camping, so we are making the most of it. And we just had a lovely coffee on our little kitchenette setup.
It's another perfect day, and with this being our last day in Botswana, we want to spend it wisely. That means different things for different people. For some, it's relaxing in the shade. For others, it's preparing for tomorrow's long drive. For Nicole and I, it's exploring more of this area. So I follow this lion.
Just follow the line. I see where he went off. I'm telling you now, I saw them under this tree over here, right here.
Under that tree?
Yeah.
Possible.
I saw ours, like looking back at me. They would like look, and then they would like duck down.
There you go.
Where there's prints. Yeah, oh no, he's still walking.
So this morning, Nicole and I are doing a little solo trip. The other guys were keen to drive around a bit more, but they are a little bit low on fuel, and we're planning to do like 75 k's today, which is probably a bit further than they would have wanted to do. So we thought, hey, let's just do our own thing, just spend some time together as a couple,
Go on an adventure,
and hopefully see some cool stuff. We have made a route on Guide GPS, which we're just going to call the Mabua Pan's Western Loop. Yesterday we did a loop around sort of the eastern pans and waterholes here at Mabua Sehube, and today we're going to go west. So we really don't know what we're going to see. It looks like there's a few pans and a couple waterholes on the map, but we don't know if there's actual water there or not. If there is water, it's likely we'll see some cool stuff at the watering holes. If not, we might bump into stuff on the roads. But either way, the point of this drive is just to go see some new places, drive past some other campsites, and hopefully just get to know this place a bit better, because if we come back in the future, we want to know, okay, what's a cool place to stop? Maybe there's some hidden gems here, like a lone campsite on a pan that not many people know too much about. So yeah, let's go and discover some stuff.
Should we go up there?
No.
Go, 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 go! Matthew!
We arrive at the junction where we had taken a right turn the previous day, but this time we're keeping left. We had just randomly drawn a loop on a map connecting some of the pans in the area, but it seems that this route may already have a name. This journey starts off on what looks like a fairly well-travelled track, but it would soon become clear that the further we go, the more remote and unexplored it'll become. At the northernmost point on today's route is the first landmark, Mokgalo Pan. It wasn't much to look at, to be honest, being at most about 100 meters across, so we keep on moving. As we travel further west, the track becomes quite overgrown with long grass, a clear sign that not many people drive here. The remoteness of some of these areas is what makes these journeys exciting to me, but you do have to be very careful in the long grass. It's advised to bring a seed net to the Kgalagadi in seasons when the grass is long and dry. The seeds can get stuck in the radiator and block airflow. The grass can get stuck around your exhaust, and in a worst case scenario, you can find your vehicle catching fire. We always travel with a fire extinguisher, but these things can catch you by surprise if you're not careful. We keep moving towards the next landmark, Mokgalo Pan. This one isn't marked on Guide GPS, but it is on some of the Kgalagadi maps. Mokgalo Pan is a bit bigger than Ep.8 Pan, but with no water at this one either, we are once again met with a lone gemsbuck looking bored out of its mind. We did see some animals on today's drive, but if you're here to see wildlife, this western loop probably isn't the one for you. We saw far more action on yesterday's eastern loop, but today's drive was fun for a different reason. Getting off some of the well-traveled tracks, feeling completely alone, and exploring some of the lesser known areas.
We're standing at a point here where the road splits, and our plan was always to come do this loop and end up back where we started, but on Guide GPS it shows that there's supposed to be a road here called the Mabua car 4x4 trail, and it basically links the car section of the park to the Mabua section of the park via a long 4x4 route. But I see they've scratched it off the signpost here, and I think this road looks like it hasn't been ridden in quite a while. So yeah, maybe the track is closed. It'll be sad if it has, but I believe there's plenty of other tracks ahead. So let's keep going and see what we can find.
At Malatso Pan, the road splits once again. We'll be driving east from here back towards Mabua, but if you turn west, you will end up on a 150 kilometer journey back to South Africa, joining up at Nosob. We'll have to come back and do that route someday. It looks really fun, but for now, we've got food on our minds.
Well, we've just stopped off here for a lunch break at the Malatso Pan. On Guide GPS it says that there's supposed to be a waterhole here, but once again, unfortunately there's no flowing water, so animals are very scarce. It's a nice place to stop. There we've got sort of a little loop here with a tree, bit of a view of the pan here, so if anything does come out we can see it. And we're just making some quick 2-minute noodles on the jet boil, and that's the whole idea behind this sort of drop down table and this thing here. We can make coffee, but also the jet boil sits here, and if we need to make a quick sort of noodles or spaghetti or just heat something up, we've got that right there, and it's very easy to access, and we don't have to be digging around for stuff. But yeah, this won't take too long, and we'll be back on the road back towards camp. And I think there's one more pan, the Khiding Pan I think it's called, which is on our way back, which hopefully is enjoyable also.
Instantly, we can tell that we're back on a well-traveled road, as the long grass between the tracks is no longer a problem. This is probably just due to the vehicles that come this way en route to the Mabua Wilderness Trail that we've just seen. What's your favorite part about driving here?
I think just because these roads aren't like boring straight roads, like you never know if there's going to be a quick turn, or the landscape changes so much as well. Like before we were driving, the grass is quite short, obviously because those roads are being driven quite a lot, but you've got like longer grass here, and the trees are coming a little bit more into the road because obviously this road isn't driven as much, so you've got to like dodge a little bit. So I just think it's interesting, like, and the colors are beautiful. It almost looks like it's autumn here because these trees are going like an orangey red color. So yeah, it's just like all the colors, it just looks so like bright and beautiful, and it's just interesting. So I think all of it's nice. I think I enjoy all of it.
There are always small things that take you by surprise if you look hard enough, like this tree with all these weaver nests. Why this particular tree out of all the trees in the area? They all chose the same one. Weird. And what on earth is this?
What does it say on top here?
5637.
If anyone knows what this is, please put it in the comments. There's all these weird sort of things we've discovered on the side of the road that makes us question, how did it get here, who put it here, what was its purpose? All things I would love to know. Wonder if this was part of the borehole drilling or something like that.
Khiding Pan is the first decent sized pan that we've seen on our drive today, and also has a couple really nice campsites with good shade, a nice view of the pan, and would you believe it, running water. The shade itself, in my opinion, is a great reason to book this camp. There were no animals in the area when we were here, but the lion tracks all over tells me that there's probably more to this place than meets the eye.
So my verdict on the South African side of the Kgalagadi Transfrontier Park versus the Botswana side, I think that if you want to see a variety of animals, like lots of animals in a day, the South African side is a good option. Like if you're a photographer, bird photographer, just an animal enthusiast, and if you're not necessarily geared up for like really bumpy roads, South African side offers tons, plus more facilities, way more sort of staff, and a bit more organized. There's shops, there's fuel, all of that stuff. However, for me personally, the Botswana side offers everything that I like. The isolation, the quietness, not seeing other people, freedom to roam all these roads. The South African side, you've got all these closed off routes where it just says no entry and you have to stick to the main graded road. Over here it's different. You've got freedom to visit all these different little loops and pans, and yeah, maybe there's not as many animals, but the animals that are here, it's wild. Like the like lions coming through your camp, whereas the South African side, all of those camps in South Africa are, well, aside from the sort of wilderness 4x4 camps, are gated camps, fenced camps, so you're not going to have animals coming through your camp at night, and it just takes away some of that sort of adrenaline factor. So yeah, I'm sure if you watch this whole series you'll get a really good idea of what's on both sides and what you can expect. That's kind of the whole point of making this video, is to share information. But personally for me, when I come back here, I think I may even skip the South African side entirely and just explore this side. Plus there's the whole car gate side of the Botswana side, which is probably totally different from this. Far away from here, it's a 200-kilometer drive from the Mabua gate to the car gate, and tons of little 4x4 trails and pans and campsites and all kinds of things to explore. But I've loved every moment of it. It's going to be sad to go home tomorrow, and I am glad we got to see all these different campsites and pans today, because next time we book to come here, it'll give us a really good idea of which place kind of suits us best. Take the car.
We arrive back at camp just as some of the other guys are leaving. With the discovery of running water at Khiding and Monamodi Pans, Luke and Mark have decided to make the journey to fill up some water tanks so we can all enjoy a shower tonight. And along the way, they hope to bump into some animals.
Yeah.
Well, this water is nasty looking.
Meanwhile, back at camp, I'm enjoying some alone time, making some final preparations for the long journey tomorrow and soaking in the last hours of daylight at Mabua.
Well, we're preparing ourselves for our last sunset here at Mabua, which is a pretty bittersweet moment. But as the temperature starts to drop, we're gonna get the evening started with some toasty trish from Paul's Specialty Coffee. Be nice to try something new, and this has been ground specifically for the AeroPress, so we're going to give that a go this evening. One nice full spoon into the AeroPress. That should be good. Now, of course, we're going to enjoy this evening, make a big fire and all that good stuff, but we have to get up nice and early tomorrow because we've all got long drives ahead of us. It's about a 45-minute drive from the camp here to the main gate at Mabua, then probably another 3 to 4 hours to get to the town of Chabong, where we can refill on fuel and make a beeline for the South Africa-Botswana border, cross into South Africa, and the rest of the guys will head to Mokgalo Game Reserve near Kimberley. Nicole and I are going to make a beeline for Rimfasmark, which is a place we've always wanted to visit. And you think it's all close, you know, Northern Cape, but it's not. It's going to be a long drive for us to get to Rimfasmark, and we don't really know the exact route we're going to take. We're going to figure that out once we get signal. So yeah, long day tomorrow, but we're enjoying the last few moments of quiet this evening, and I think tomorrow's episode will probably be quite an interesting one as we go to a very different terrain, more rocky, near the Orange River, and explore a different part of the country. That's a topic for another video though. Let's just enjoy this evening.
This day sort of snuck up upon us much quicker than we thought. It feels like just yesterday we were on our way north from Port Elizabeth, heading towards the Khiding Pan and then to the Kgalagadi, and everything's just flown by. I'm sure part of that is the fact that we haven't checked what day it is on our phone for like 2 weeks, but sadly it has to come to an end, and what a way to finish it, overlooking Mabua Pan, beautiful sunset. And I think the only thing that will do this end of this trip justice is to go make a massive fire and go sit around the fire, maybe finish up our bottle of Amarula, and yeah, just enjoy the evening before an early start tomorrow.
This is the
Good morning from Mabua, where the sun is about to rise and it is -4 degrees Celsius. Very chilly. We had to get up early this morning because we've got a long drive ahead of us. We are leaving the Kgalagadi Trans-Frontier Park this morning, driving down a long cut line towards the Botswana-South Africa border, and then heading west towards Uppington and eventually Rimfasmark, where Nicole and I will hope to be staying tonight. It's kind of a off-the-cuff thing, so we need to get signal once we get into South Africa and then try and get a booking somewhere. But if we can't get a booking, we'll probably just find a place on the side of the road somewhere in the middle of Namakwa land near the Orange River where we can camp. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting day, but for now we're enjoying this early morning drive, and yeah, hopefully we can make good time. So this right here is the Mabua gate. From here we join onto a cut line which at a quick glance looks nice and graded, but down there that's not graded. So it's going to be an interesting drive. It is here on this endless, brutally bumpy road that our Kgalagadi series officially comes to conclusion. The last grain of sand has just about fallen through the hourglass. But it isn't quite over yet for Nicole and I, as we prepare to make a detour on the way home to a place that's been on our bucket list for years. Join us in our bonus episode as we pass the Malatso River, which marks the border between South Africa and Botswana, and then journey 700 kilometers to the point where the Orange River and the Malatso River converge, a breathtaking oasis in the desert where a hot spring bubbles up between the rocks to form a piece of paradise that not enough people know about. As always, thank you for watching, and make sure to subscribe as we prepare to bring you an epic conclusion to a very memorable series.